Welcome to Royal Secret. They were stripped of their royal titles, removed from the inner sanctum of the Danish monarchy, and yet, when they stepped onto that glittering red carpet, the cameras didn't just click, they exploded. Count Nikolai and Count Felix, once known as Prince Nikolai and Prince Felix, have returned. And not just returned, they stole the show. In a twist that stunned Denmark and delighted royal watchers across the globe, the two dashing brothers, sons of Prince Joachim and nephews of King Frederik X, made a dazzling, unexpected appearance at Princess Isabella's monumental 18th birthday celebration, a coming-of-age event that has redefined royal elegance in the 21st century. But what does this high-profile reappearance mean? Is it a sign of thawing tensions between Queen Mary and her brother-in-law Prince Joachim? Or could this carefully choreographed moment be a soft launch for a royal reconciliation? Tonight, we take you deep behind the scenes of one of the most glamorous nights in Danish royal history, Princess Isabella's birthday gala, and the brothers who stole the spotlight in a way no one expected. On May 21st, Copenhagen buzzes with royal fever. All eyes are on the historic Amalienborg Palace, transformed into a spectacle of elegance, pageantry, and power. Why? Because Denmark's Princess Isabella, daughter of King Frederik X and Queen Mary, is turning 18. And this isn't just a birthday. It's a declaration, a debut, a royal coming-of-age steeped in tradition, symbolism, and global attention. As the only daughter of the new king and queen, Isabella now steps into an adult world of royal duties, diplomatic finesse, and international visibility. And Denmark has shown up to celebrate her in full force. The red carpet is unfurled, the chandeliers lit. Danish society, aristocracy, politicians, and royals from Sweden, Norway, and the Netherlands descend in glittering attire. But just when the flashbulbs were all set to capture the expected faces, Princess Josephine, Prince Christian, Queen Mary herself, it happened. Two figures stepped out of a sleek black vehicle and onto the red carpet, and the entire event tilted on its axis. Count Nikolai and Count Felix. It's been 2 years since Queen Margrethe II, now the retired monarch, shocked the world by stripping Prince Joachim's children of their royal titles. What followed was a storm of controversy, media speculation, and strained family relations. Nikolai and Felix, once called princes, became counts overnight. The Danish press called it the crown's quiet coup. Royal analysts called it the modernization of the monarchy. But royal fans, they called it heartbreaking. Yet on this night, none of that mattered. Wearing tailored tuxedos that seemed designed to command attention, the young counts walked confidently, if not defiantly, toward the cameras. Nikolai, 24, Denmark's first royal model, brought with him the air of high fashion, a natural charisma honed through years of walking for Dior and Burberry. Felix, 21, more reserved but no less striking, mirrored his brother's charm in a classic midnight suit, his calm demeanor reminiscent of his father Joachim's old-world elegance. Side by side, the brothers posed, not just for the cameras, but for the history books. This wasn't just an appearance. It was a statement. Behind the scenes, sources close to the Danish royal family whispered that Nikolai and Felix were personally invited by Princess Isabella herself. That's right. This wasn't a last-minute PR stunt or a symbolic olive branch from Queen Mary. It was Isabella's wish. Insiders claim the princess has maintained a close relationship with her cousins despite the title drama and palace politics. In fact, she reportedly told friends that family is family, no matter what. And that's what made their presence even more powerful. This wasn't just royalty. This was family. Smiling, relaxed, and clearly at ease, the three were seen laughing together, sharing private moments throughout the evening. At one point, an observant camera caught Count Felix adjusting Isabella's train as she stepped into the ballroom, a subtle yet deeply touching gesture of familial loyalty. Another moment, Count Nikolai raising a toast in her honor, his glass catching the candlelight as he called her, our princess, not just by title, but by grace. While Isabella turned heads in a custom-made gown rumored to be inspired by Queen Ingrid's 1950s silhouette, the brothers' presence made a quieter but equally loud fashion statement. Gone were any nods to military uniforms or royal insignia. No medals, no sashes. Instead, Nikolai and Felix arrived as private citizens, chic, polished, and unbothered by royal convention. It was a modern twist on old monarchy. And it worked. Fashion critics praised their effortless elegance. Social media exploded. One fan wrote, "They may have lost their titles, but they just won the crown of the night." Even Danish newspapers, often careful not to stir royal controversies, featured their entrance on the front page, next to Isabella's beaming photo, of course. But make no mistake, their presence wasn't just about appearances. It signaled something deeper, a message, to the press, to the palace, and perhaps to their grandmother, Queen Margrethe. Analysts are now suggesting that Princess Isabella's decision to include her cousins wasn't just personal, it was political. After all, the young royal has grown up in the spotlight, watched her parents navigate international diplomacy, and witnessed the fallout of the title drama firsthand. Is it possible that her birthday celebration was more than a party? Was it a royal chess move? A message to the Danish people that she values unity over hierarchy? In a country that prides itself on modesty, consensus, and community, Isabella's gesture could mark the beginning of a new era, one where the monarchy softens its lines and welcomes back those once left out in the cold. The velvet ropes may have marked off the red carpet, but Count Nikolai and Count Felix crossed an invisible boundary, one drawn by palace protocol, family tensions, and public perception. And as they did, Denmark collectively held its breath. This wasn't just a glamorous moment. It was a cultural shockwave. The scene at Princess Isabella's birthday celebration quickly spiraled beyond royal observers. Within hours, social media lit up with thousands of posts tagged, "ND the headlines." They weren't subtle. The ex-princes who stole the ball, Politiken. Nikolai and Felix dazzle as royals reunite, Berlingske Tidende. Princess Isabella's birthday becomes the stage for a monarchy in motion, The Guardian. Even outlets far beyond Denmark, from Paris Match to Hello Magazine, rushed to cover the unexpected public return of the former princes. To truly understand the magnitude of this moment, we have to rewind. The House of Glucksburg has ruled Denmark for over a century, adapting to modern times with stoic grace. But when Queen Margrethe II announced in late 2022 that 4 of her grandchildren, Nikolai, Felix, Henrik, and Athena, would no longer carry the titles of prince or princess, a deep fault line was exposed. The Queen's goal, she insisted, was to give the children freedom to shape their own lives without the pressures of royal obligation. But not everyone saw it that way. Prince Joachim, father of Nikolai and Felix, was devastated. His public remarks at the time were tinged with heartbreak. "We are all very sad. It's never fun to see your children being mistreated like that." And his wife, Princess Marie, added quietly, "They feel ostracized." That public sorrow created a rift. While Queen Mary and King Frederik remained largely silent, the Danish public debated fiercely. Should monarchy mean duty, or should it mean flexibility? Now, nearly 2 years later, it seems Princess Isabella has given her own answer. On the night of Isabella's birthday gala, the Queen looked radiant in an ice blue evening gown accented by the historic Danish ruby pearl tiara, a powerful piece of jewelry that once belonged to Queen Ingrid herself. But her expressions told a more nuanced story. Throughout the evening, cameras captured fleeting moments of Queen Mary interacting with the counts. A brief nod here, a soft smile there, a knowing glance when Nikolai leaned in to compliment Princess Isabella. To the trained eye, these weren't accidental. They were deliberate. Mary, the ever-elegant former commoner turned queen, has long been known for her diplomatic precision. She says more in a glance than most do in a speech. And this night, her glances spoke volumes. Insiders later confirmed that Queen Mary had approved Isabella's decision to include her cousins. One source whispered to Danish media, "Mary understood what this meant to Isabella. And she let it happen." Could this be the first step toward rebuilding the fractured family ties? Could Mary, the very woman once criticized for being silent during the title drama, be using her daughter's milestone moment as a quiet stage for reconciliation? As for King Frederik, his smile was wide, his champagne toast was heartfelt. And when asked by reporters about the night's meaning, he simply said, "This is a night for Isabella. A night for family, and a night for the future." But make no mistake, those words carried weight. King Frederik, now head of the Danish monarchy, walks a difficult line, the son of a fiercely traditional monarch and the father of a modern, media-savvy generation. By publicly embracing Count Nikolai and Count Felix at such a high-profile event, he may be signaling a shift. Not a reversal of the title decision, but perhaps a softening of its consequences. And for Denmark's monarchy, one of the oldest in Europe, that's nothing short of revolutionary. From Buckingham Palace to the Swedish royal court, Princess Isabella's birthday gala didn't go unnoticed. Royal commentators in Europe praised the Danish approach as both humble and strategic. One British columnist compared it to the late Queen Elizabeth inviting Princess Diana back to Balmoral, symbolic, powerful, and unforgettable. In Sweden, Crown Princess Victoria, a guest at the gala, was seen embracing the counts warmly. The Norwegian royal delegation reportedly congratulated Queen Mary on her elegant and inclusive celebration. Even Spain's Queen Letizia is said to have remarked that the evening showed real emotional intelligence on the part of the Danish crown. These weren't just compliments. They were acknowledgments that Denmark may be pioneering a new model, a monarchy that isn't just ceremonial or political, but personal. There were many highlights during the night. The candlelit dinner, the orchestral performance, the heartfelt speech by Princess Isabella in Danish, English, and French. But the moments that stuck with the public, those belong to the counts. The whispered conversations, the laughter on the balcony, the subtle but unmistakable way they took their place in the family, not as forgotten outsiders, but as proud, elegant, and respected cousins. When the royal photographer released the official portrait of the evening, a stunning group shot of the Danish royal family, viewers were stunned to see both Count Nikolai and Count Felix standing directly behind Isabella. Front and center, not hidden, not cropped, they were back, and this time, it looked like they were there to stay. Princess Isabella may have been the star of the night, but Count Nikolai and Count Felix reminded Denmark, and the world, that royal blood runs deeper than titles. They were more than guests. They were symbols of resilience, of dignity, of a family, perhaps, ready to heal. Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell for more upload.